Hello friends, today we're going to discuss an interview question which is asked by the Oracle lately. In this one question, we are going to perform three operations. First, the transform function. Okay. Second is the group by. Third is the for loop. Okay. So let's discuss the question. It is available in the StrataScratch platform. The link of this question is available in the description box. So you can refer that link. So let's read the question and see what are the steps we need to follow to write the code. Here, the Oracle is comparing the monthly wages of their employees in each department to those of their managers and the co-workers. Means we need to compare the monthly wages of the employees present in the each department with their managers and the workers who are working along with them. So you have been tasked with creating a table that compares an employee's salary to that of their manager and to the average salary of the department. It is expected that the department manager's salary and the average salary of employees from that department are in their own separate column. Okay, kindly read this line again. It is expected that the department manager's salary and the average salary of employees from that department should be in the separate columns. Here we need all the employees and their IDs and their salaries, and the average salary also should be in the separate column. Okay, then we are able to compare the average salary with the employee's salary. Means here we are going to use the transform function. Okay. Now let's read the rest of the question. Order the employee salary from the highest to lowest based on their department. Your output should contain the department, employee ID, salary of that employee, salary of the employee's manager, and the average salary of employees within the department rounded to the nearest whole number. Means what do we want in the output? First, the department, the employee ID, salary of that employee, salary of the employee's manager. Okay, that should be in the separate column. And the average salary of employees within that department. Okay. Now, what is the note here? Oracle have requested that you do not include the department manager salary in the average salary for that department. Okay, just note this line. We are not going to include the manager's salary while calculating the average salary of that particular department. Okay. Managers of each department do not report to anyone higher, so they are their own manager. Okay, just remember the output. What do we need in the output? And what do we need? We don't include the manager's salary while calculating the average salary of that particular department. So before proceeding, let's see what the data frame consists of. Okay. The data frame is this, and these are the columns are present inside the data frame. But let's see the data. First of all, I'm going to import the pandas. Now let's the data frame. So what we are having inside the data frame. Now let's see. We have the ID, first name, last name, employee title, that is manager, department, salary, manager ID. means they have included the managers inside this table too. Okay, but there is an employee title manager. But as far as we know, we are not going to include the manager's salary while calculating the average salary. Okay. So our very first task is we are going to remove all the managers from this data frame and store it in another data frame. Okay. So let's do it. Let's rename the data frame first. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to make a list of all the manager IDs. Okay. Manager ID with the help of the unique function. Let's see the list. So these are the manager's IDs present inside the data frame. Now our very first task is to remove these IDs from the data frame and store it in another data frame. Let's make one data frame over here. Let's use a for loop. Let's store the value by using the concat function. Comma. Now we are going to apply the condition over here. If the ID equal to I. Okay. Now we are storing the manager's information inside another data frame. Okay. Now the next step is we need to remove the manager's information from our DF, from our data frame. Okay, because we are storing in another data frame and we are going to remove it from the data frame which we have. So let's write DF ID is not equal to I. Is not equal to I. Now let's see the data frame FD. So this is the manager's information stored in another data frame. Okay, now let's see the DF. So here, there is no information of any manager. Okay. Now, if there is no information of any manager, then we are able to apply the transform function and store the average salary of each department. Okay. Let's make a column. Average salary dot group by department salary dot transform. Now it should be rounded, right? Let's use the round function. Let's see the data frame. Now what we have the average salary, okay, of each department. Now, what do we need in the output? We don't need all these columns, right? So what should your output should contain the department, right? Now let's store the department over here. Department, right? So second is we need the employee ID, which is stored as ID inside the data frame. Next is the salary of that employee, that is the salary. Next is we need the salary of the employee's manager. Okay, we are going to calculate it. So next is the average salary. Average salary we have just calculated. And next, what do we need here? The manager ID. Because with the help of the manager ID, we are able to compare the two data frames. Okay, that is why I'm going to keep the manager ID over here. Now let's see our data frame. So we need this one. Okay. Right. Now next is we have the data frame FD. Right. So in FD, we have all this information, but we don't need this information, right? So what do we need? The manager ID and the salary. Okay. Now let's take only those two columns inside it. Manager ID and then the salary. So after taking this, okay, but what we need? We have to change, rename the column, right? Because this is the manager salary. Now let's rename it by using the rename function. Dot rename column salary to the manager's salary. Okay. Now let's see this data frame. Now it is okay. Now what we are going to do? So what do we need in the output? The employee's manager's salary. So how do we compare the data with the help of the manager ID? So we need one more column inside the data frame as manager salary. Okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to merge the data. But by using which type of join? That is, let's see. Okay. So what do we need? The manager's salary as a separate column inside the data frame. So we are going to do merge, okay, df comma ft. Now here df is here, so we are going to use the left join, okay, on manager's manager id comma how, that is left join. Now let's see the data frame. See, what do we have? The department. Yeah. The employee ID, right? The salary of that employee. The average salary of the employee and the employee's manager salary. We don't need the manager ID. You can remove the manager ID from here. Okay. Let's take what do you need? So we need the department, right? Next, the ID, the salary, manager's salary, and the average, right? So this is our output. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, if you have any doubt, please comment. If you like my video, kindly share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.